All right, everybody. Kevin wants me to take his bike out for a spin, so that's what I'm going to do. As I mentioned yesterday, he put the T-Rex mini floorboards on here. He's got a heel-toe shifter from T-Rex. He's got the sliders, frame sliders here. He's got a GPS app on his phone here. He wants me to see how off that speedometer is. He says it's like 6 or 7 miles per hour off at freeway speeds. That's pretty crazy. This is the SE model. He took off his headlight shroud because he wanted to put the windscreen on here. So he's got to get the standard shroud or something like that from the non-SE model to clean these tabs up. But the original one had a shroud sitting over it, so ignore that. Anyway, ABS 450cc-ish parallel twin. It's not a 270-degree crank. It is the standard 180 degree or whatever. So it doesn't have the super lopey character to it, but it sounds a lot more like my Honda CB series. I'm going to take it around for a spin. I'll take it down through the park, and we'll see how she rides. If I can remember how to drive a standard. Neutral and run, and yeah, there it is, start. I'm already used to the Honda double flip, and he said it just started flashing, so I should have plenty of fuel range, like 40 miles, so just ignore the flashing fuel there. Oh yeah, see, now it's steady. So. Cool. Let's give it a run. We'll take it down and run through the park. See how it feels. Heel toe is in a different position for me, but I'll figure it out. I can't quite get my toe under there. Ooh, lots of traffic on a Saturday. Get out to the outside lane. Hey, it breathes pretty good up top. I like it. It's very short geared. You got to shift it pretty quick into the next gear, but it breathes good up top. The engine definitely feels torquier than the Z400 that I rode a little while back. I guess that extra 50 cc's of grunt helps that. So I'm already in 6th gear. It feels like it's in 4th or 5th. I was already reaching for 7th gear, and the shifter said no. Feels good. Very low center of gravity, quite flickable. The rear suspension is very plush, probably overly plush for someone of Kevin's weight. It feels sprung just about right, maybe a tiny bit on the soft side for me, and my riding weight is only about 170. So I would think that either the preload probably needs to be bumped up or stiffer springs back there. The rear suspension, I think, needs jacked up a bit. Can't tell. Yeah, it feels like it's got stepper collars back there, so he might need to increase the spring preload. I haven't looked at it yet. Yeah, very short gears. 3rd gear, just trundling along here at 19. And he said that the speedometer is that far off, and my immediate thought was probably up gear it a bit, change the sprocket ratios, but that would obviously lose acceleration. Wouldn't be gearing it shorter, it'd need to be geared longer to fix the speedo discrepancy. 60 in 6th gear, and it's turning 5,000 RPM. Now, he mentioned that the floorboards are very buzzy now because they don't have the rubber damping of the factory pegs, and I'll concur there. It's pretty buzzy. It's a buzzy motor. Okay, so I'm running 60 indicated. Oh, wait, 62 indicated. Pass these people, and I'll back it down to 60. Give us a good round number. Okay, so 60 in 6th gear, running right at 5,000 RPM, and GPS says 55. So yeah, 5 miles per hour off at 60. That's very significant. Very significant. Let's get it up to 65 indicated. It's got good pull, I'll give it that. 65 indicated is 60 actual. So it's 5 off. Let's give it some more beans. Let's get up to 75 indicated. Yes, I'm speeding. 70. Okay, so it's consistently 5 miles per hour, it looks like. Normally, when you've got that kind of a discrepancy, it grows as the speed grows, but it seems to be pretty steady 5 mile per hour difference. Let's try 55. Yeah, 55 is 50. Interesting. Huh. So he said that he looked into a speedo healer option, and he said that they are available, but reportedly that speedo healer doesn't do anything for the odometer discrepancy, which I would think is more of a problem. And that's odd. In my book, that's odd for a digital speedometer. Normally the digitals aren't quite as bad. You know, if it were an analog speedometer or something like that, I could almost forgive that, but it seems to be a bit extreme. What's up with that, Kawasaki? I'll bring it down here to my little park pull-in where I was doing the Rebel exhaust and acceleration tests. And do a quick walk around, and we'll take it back, give it to Kevin so he can head on his way back home to Austin. All right, full throttle. Yeah, it's not bad. So I'm looking for the red line. 11,000 RPM. TAC goes up to 14, but 11,000 RPM. Yeah, so she's a revvy little motor. Maybe that's why they've got it geared so short. They don't care about revs, but it is it's quite buzzy in the floorboards here, I'll say. Much more so than my CB series, the Hondas. I don't have my Dragy GPS. I wish I did. The one that I have, I gave to Life of Birch for him to do some 0 to 60 runs on the Rebel, and I never did get another one. I need to do that, I guess. The new ones have got it's either 10 hertz resolution or better, so they're a little bit quicker on the updates, I think. So that would mean that acceleration curves should be more accurately plotted. So do a quick run around here, leave her running. Did I find neutral? I found neutral. What do you know? Where's the stand? There it is. All right. Let's give her a quick look around here. Good looking bike. He likes the orange. The SE model is the only one that comes in this colorway. I kind of like the white one, and the gray one doesn't look too bad either. Good looking bike. I'll do a couple of quick acceleration runs up and down the road here, and see if we can compare that kind of to my Rebel times. And I was starting and stopping at this pavement seam right here, and then mashing the brakes on the before I ran out of road there. So let's see if I can do it and not run out of gas. It's getting low. Not bad. 55 indicated. Brakes aren't quite as strong as my Rebel, of course, but they're good. Not bad at all. Do it again. Not bad. Gets up. You got to row through the gears, but that motor likes to rev. It's good stuff. All right, I won't abuse his bike too much more. Yeah, it's a good little machine. I like it. The rear suspension feels very soft to me, so I think that would have to be bumped up or increased. I wonder, I'll have to ask Kevin what he thinks about the rear suspension as far as feel, because he's a heavier guy than I am by about 100 pounds, I think. It would be pretty much equivalent of riding with a pillion on this. Weight balance wouldn't be the same, but... yeah, good little bike. It just feels like it needs another gear. It feels pretty sure-footed, but I do feel a little bit of wiggle over pavement seams and stuff. It feels like the bike is doing this. It's not tracking completely straight. It's got a little bit of, it's not really head shake as much as it's body wobble, whatever you want to call it. It's not obnoxious, but it just feels a little bit not quite sure-footed. I don't know if that's the front tire or maybe just the you know, the widths of the tires or something like that, but it's got a little bit of a wiggle to it. Yeah, that's a huge discrepancy. 52 to 58, 60 miles an hour, 59, 53. Yeah. That is rather extreme. So I wonder if it's getting its speed off of one of the ABS rings, or if it's a transmission output shaft, you know, countershaft sprocket sensor. Don't know. If it's getting it off the wheel somewhere, or the ABS ring, then changing the tire size could make a difference. If it's picking it up off the countershaft, then the only thing you can do is a speedo healer or up gear the sprocket. Yeah, I think this could be a good commuter bike, but for me, I would definitely have to up gear it because it just feels too busy at this speed. The engine is really winding up, and the buzziness might be a little bit of a problem for, you know, I feel it in the bars, so I would probably put some over grips on these hand grips here, and definitely with these floorboards it's pretty buzzy. The rubber damped pegs would probably not be as bad. Seat height, reach to the ground, all that. It's great. It's very very approachable. It's tripping me out though. I keep trying to put my toe under that shifter and I can't. I'm not used to heel toe shifting anything that's not my Super Cub or my Trail 125. Like, oh yeah. Yeah, I think stiffer rear springs on this would put a little bit more weight bias to the front wheel, and it might get rid of that wishy-washy feeling. Like it. It's good. I only ran out of gas once. All right, so the I didn't. I'm just kidding. The 2024 Kawasaki Eliminator 450. Nice. I like it. You definitely need stiffer rear springs on there.
Yes.
Is it cranked up on the preload? Yeah, so that's full crank on the preload there, and it's soft even for me. So yes, new rear shocks are definitely in this thing's future, I think. Yep. Cool. I like it, man. Congrats.